Hello, my name is April. I'm part of an SLS class at my community college, and recently we were told to do a 5 strength quiz. So I got my 5 strength facts, and here are my results. I am strategic, empathetic, I'm an includer, adaptability, and maximizer. So when it comes to all of these, I'm just going to interpret it into how I perceive them. Strategic is a very thought out and tactical way of life. You think things out really thoroughly and step by step. When it comes to empathy, that's really just putting yourself in someone else's shoes and just seeing how they live and feeling their feelings, whatever they're going through, for yourself. The next one would be includer, which I think is pretty self-explanatory. You want to include everybody, make sure no one's left out, no one's forgotten, because that's happened to me before. I'm sure everyone's gotten that feeling where they've been left out and it's not a nice feeling. So I like to include everybody. Adaptability is really just being able to change your way of life to the surroundings that you have because your surroundings changed. And then maximizer is pretty much just making the most of what you have. Whether you have a little or a lot, you make the best of it. So we were told to use a quote or a song lyric or a picture to describe each one of these. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so when it comes to strategic, the mental picture I get is an accountant or a lawyer because they have to strategize every move they make for the job that they have. A lawyer has to strategize how they're going to defend this person or prosecute them. When it comes to empathy, the quote that I chose would be, take a walk in someone else's shoes, because you really don't know what that person's going through. So whenever I see something sad on TV, or if someone tells me a sad story, I feel for them. And vice versa, when something good happens to someone, like my friends or family, I want to celebrate with them just because that person is important to me and their feelings matter to me. My next thing I chose was the includer. And for the quote I did for that one was from Lilo and Stitch, which is a Disney movie. And it's, Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. I know that's specifically towards family, but I think it can be included for everyone. No one gets left behind or forgotten. Okay, and then for adaptability, the phrase I think that can be best associated with adaptability would be go with the flow. Even though it's short and sweet, that's really what adaptability is about. I used to move around a lot when I was younger, and then now I moved up to where I am in college. And it's really important to be able to adapt to your surroundings. Otherwise, you're just going to be reminiscing on the past. You're never going to really be comfortable with where you are. So my last and fifth strengths would be maximizer. The example I used for maximizer is actually a movie called Wolf on Wall Street because I think that is the most prime example of someone who maximizes everything. He did it through stocks. He maximized his money, and he might not have been the best person ever, but he really did come from nothing and ended up with something. So I think that's just how you should live. You should really maximize with what you're given, whether it's a lot or a little. Because no matter what, if you maximize and make everything count, you're going to be happy. So after we were to use examples, we had to answer a few questions. The first one is the theme that I use most frequently. I think that would be adaptability for sure. I constantly had to adapt because I moved around a lot when I was a child. And then when I moved up to college, you have to adapt to your new surroundings. And it's really important to learn how to adapt because no matter what, at some point in your life, you're going to change where you are. When I was younger, I used to just reminisce on the past. I never really enjoyed what I had right now because I was so sad about leaving. And I never really gave myself a chance to open up to the new people I was meeting in my new surroundings. So it is really important. And now I learned it. So it's a lot easier for me now. The theme that surprised me the most is our second question, and that would definitely be strategic. Just because I don't plan things out that thoroughly. I'm not a very strategic person, but I definitely need to be. Strategic, I'm just more of a go with the flow type of person. Strategic, I don't have my life planned out yet, and there are people my age who do, and they have step by step, they know exactly what they're going to do, and that's what strategic is. I don't, but like I said, I really need to be, which goes into my third question, the strategy I'm going to use the most in college. which hopefully will be strategic. Hopefully I will be able to use that because I definitely need to strategize my work and my school and my outside life and make it all mesh together and have enough time to study and enough time to go to work and just do my everything. So the last question would be the way I incorporate my strengths in my final story. And that would really just be, well, our final story project is to say where we're going to be 8 to 10 years from now. So it's definitely just going to be highlighting my strengths and using them to the best of my ability. That's how it's going to incorporate. Hopefully the career that I have, which I have already thought of, but it might change, is going to highlight pretty much every strength that I have and make it so I can use it to the best of my ability. So that is all. Thank you for your time.